So somebody's been up here.
If you need to track someone down, put retired Park Ranger Dwight McCarter on their trail.
You can tell that's mashed right there. It's several days old.
This expert man tracker filled a book with tales of search and rescues in the Great Smoky Mountains.
That was in '94.
McCarter says no stories have happier endings than finding lost children in the wilderness.
I tracked him. He called me Mr. Dwight. He's a sweet kid.
But the successful search methods used today were written on the empty pages of a story with no ending, even after half a century.
On June the 14th, '69, Dennis Martin disappeared off the face of the earth.
The Dennis Martin mystery begins with a Father's Day camping trip. This 6-year-old from Knoxville hiked a couple of days with his dad, grandpa, and older brother from Cades Cove up to the Appalachian Trail and over to Spence Field. On the hike, they met another family with 2 young boys. And the adults all sat together in the grass and watched the children play, and played along themselves when it was obvious the boys were huddled up and planning a prank on their parents.
They were going to sneak up and scare their family.
3 older boys went one way, Dennis went the other.
The older boys jumped out of the woods and booed the family and had a lot of fun. Dennis never showed up.
Dennis was only out of sight 3 minutes when his father, Bill Martin, started calling for him.
It so happened that a terrible weather front came in, so you have this soaring of wind. If a little child was hollering at you, that wind drowns it out.
As darkness fell on the mountain, so did a deluge of more than 2.5 inches of rain in just one night.
Cold, wet rain. And you can imagine what the little boy was going through. Where could he be?
The next day, searchers scoured the Smokies for Dennis, but the rain not only washed away clues, it made it hard to hear anything.
And you're going down streams, it's roaring. The rain obliterated everything, I'd say.
The Rangers were behind the 8 ball before they even arrived.
Deputy Superintendent Clay Jordan says any clues left after the rain were soon washed away in a flood of people with good intentions. From military special forces, rescue squads, to thousands of volunteers, more than 1,400 people a day saturated the area, many of them without any training.
The outpouring of love and support was just enormous. The problem is, as they were searching for this needle in the haystack, they were trampling clues.
We had a lot of people. Stomps down everything and muddies up the trail.
Searchers stampeded any chance for dogs to pick up a scent, and dozens of Boy Scouts who helped the first day covered the muddy terrain and child-sized footprints in every direction.
It don't work. It don't work. You've lost the child forever.
A number of rumors are making the rounds, some of them more popular than others, most of them based on far-fetched theory.
Did Dennis Martin fall off a cliff? Was he attacked by an animal? Kidnapped? Investigators followed countless leads for months, none of them leading to Dennis. And if you think of the busiest national park in the country, someone is eventually bound to come across something with Dennis Martin. Well, there's a reason that's not the case. Take a look at all these trees. They weren't even here in 1969. This is where they were landing helicopters to help with the Dennis Martin search. And each year this forest grows, it buries the secrets of the Smokies.
Every year, nature layers up 1 inch of soil on top of that area.
You go to the end of the book to figure out what happened to Dennis Martin, and the pages are blank. It's the ultimate mystery.
Jordan says this story without an end was the beginning of a revolution in how searches are managed around the world.
So people got together and tried to figure out how could you have so many people looking for a lost boy and not be able to find him. That really launched the science of looking for somebody lost in the woods.
Searchers put a big emphasis on training and studying the psychology of how people in different situations behave when they're lost. And gone are the days of surrounding and drowning a search area with thousands of people.
It is better to have a smaller number of people who are trained to really look for those clues and not to damage other clues.
Experts filled the empty pages of Dennis Martin's story with lessons that continue to save countless lives.
Tens of thousands of people have been found.
Those happy outcomes may offer some solace, but never fill the void of a Great Smoky Mountain mystery that may never end.
I don't expect we'll ever really know exactly what happened to Dennis Martin.
It's a sad thing that we didn't find him. It tugs at your heart.
In the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Jim Matheny, WBIR 10 News.